Hey, this is Rob from SlashCam. Welcome to our first-hand experience with the new Ursa Cine 12K. We did a lot of shooting with the new Ursa Cine 12K over the last couple of weeks, so we will be covering quite a few subjects here, such as handling, rigging, file transfer, dynamic range comparing to the Arri Alexa 35, the Arri Alexa LF and the Canon C70. We will have a look at rolling shutter, at slow motion, the new Blackmagic Ursa Cine EVF, and the new 24-volt battery setup. There's also a text version of our review, which you will find linked in the description below. And if you prefer our Ursa Cine 12K shots without me talking the whole time, you will find those clips as well here on our YouTube channel. But now let's start with some handling and specs. With the Ursa Cine 12K, Blackmagic presents its most advanced, RAW-capable camera to date, challenging high-end cine cameras from Arri, Sony and Red. In terms of design, the new Ursa offers a blend of Blackmagic tradition and entirely new features. This proven Ursa design includes a robust camera body made from magnesium alloy coated with a carbon fiber composite. For comparison, the new Pixis camera that we also reviewed here on SlashCam features an aluminium housing. I wouldn't call one material worse or better than the other, but the magnesium alloy helps of course in keeping the weight down. Speaking of weight, the Ursa Cine 12K weighs 3.96 kilo, and with that it's slightly heavier than other Ursa Mini Pro models. And that makes sense, since the Ursa Cine 12K offers a full-frame sensor and a second assist monitor. Here are some behind-the-scenes stills from our shoot with the Ursa Cine 12K with Caro, where you can see how we rigged up the Ursa Cine 12K. With our Vokas universal shoulder base plate, Tokina Vista Cine Primes that are above 2 kilos each, a 155 Wh 24-volt B-mount battery, our follow focus, Blackmagic Cine EVF, top handle and a matte box, the total weight reached around 10.4 kilos. Now, the centerpiece of the Ursa Cine 12K is of course its full-frame sensor with a resolution of approximately 100 megapixel. Since the Ursa Cine 12K offers 80 frames per second in RAW open gate, you could also look at the Ursa as a 100 megapixel stills camera that offers 80 frames per second continuous RAW shooting, which is very impressive, and which leads us to one of the USPs of the Ursa Cine 12K, its Slowmotion Performance. We already mentioned the 80 frames per second in 12K RAW open gate, but the Ursa Cine 12K can also shoot 224 frames per second in 8K RAW with an aspect ratio of 2.4 to 1. Even cropping into the footage as we did here, the visible quality does not suffer, which is quite remarkable. Speaking of visual quality, the Skintone rendition of the Ursa Cine 12K really shines in controlled lighting environment, as this one, where we shot with Caro and the Ursa for another project with different lighting setups. When applying the standard generation 5 film to extended video LUT from Blackmagic, you already get a very good starting point for color correction. If you look closely, you'll notice a slight green tint that reminds us a lot of Arri C material. So if you apply the official Arri C LUT, you also get the same tint with only minimal lower contrast. If you are familiar with Arri C material, you know this green tint can be easily corrected in post, and the same is true for the Blackmagic Ursa Cine 12K material. And here's another grading option with the Kodak 2383 film LUT. The Ursa Cine 12K comes with a relatively new B-mount battery plate, designed specifically for 24-volt battery systems. The B-mount standard is an open standard for high-capacity batteries promoted by Arri and developed by Bebop. High-quality 24-volt B-mount batteries are rated for continuous load currents up to 20 ampere, whereas V-mount or gold-mount batteries typically max out between 8 and 13.5 ampere. For those running a lot of accessories alongside the camera, the 24-volt standard offers a future-proof solution. Blackmagic also offers a V-mount plate for the Ursa Cine 12K, but then you lose the power-through options of the camera. During our daylight shoot with Caro, our 155 Wh battery lasted around 2 hours. The battery status can be displayed in either percentage or voltage. We performed as well a non-stop recording test in 12K RAW at 8:1 compression with a fully charged 155 Wh VBOB battery in a controlled environment indoor. We got 1 hour and 36 minutes out of the battery with a low battery warning 20 minutes before the camera shut down. Upon restart, the recorded file played back without any issues. The Ursa Cine 12K offers several user-swappable lens mount options, including PL, LPL, EF and Hasselblad mounts, which can be changed by removing 4 hex screws. All mounts feature electronic contacts for capturing metadata from lenses with eye technology. For our tests we use Tokina Vista primes, though they lack eye technology support. Lenses with eye technologies such as Sigma high-speed primes or Cooke lenses would, in our view, better complement the Ursa Cine 12K capabilities, particularly for focus and metadata display on the assistant monitor. Since the Ursa Cine 12K produces very high resolution footage, we advise you to choose your lenses carefully, depending on the look you need for your project. Speaking of high resolution footage, the combination of high bit depth, high resolution and optional high data rates demands new storage solutions, especially when dealing with a maximum data rate of 4 GB per second, and even more so if that storage needs to be both stable and reasonably affordable. To address this, Blackmagic has developed a new 8 TB storage module, which is also included as standard with the camera and was part of our test setup. Blackmagic also offers the 8 TB module separately, priced at 1,839 euros, which is significantly lower priced than, for instance, Arri codec storage, where 8 TB sells for approximately 18,000 euros for the Alexa 35, or Sony AXS storage for the Venice 2, where 8 TB cost you around 28,000 euros. With the 8 TB module from Blackmagic, you can achieve substantial recording times even when filming in OpenGate. For example, in 8K OpenGate RAW at a typical compression ratio of 8:1 and 24 frames per second, which we used for most of our shots with Caro, the module holds at least 5 hours of footage. For users looking to back up their Cine 12K recordings, 10G Ethernet currently offers the fastest data transfer solution, either directly from the camera or via the Blackmagic Media Dock. While the Ursa Cine 12K provides several USB-C ports, these operate through an SMB web server. Smaller productions need at least a Cat6 Ethernet cable and a fast network or a backup computer with a 10G Ethernet port. In our test setup, we used an Ethernet to USB-C adapter to connect our PowerBook to the Ursa Cine 12K, but it only supported 1G Ethernet. For DITs looking to create local backups of Ursa Cine 12K footage without the soon-to-be available USB-C reader, we recommend investing in a 10G Ethernet solution. MacBook users without a 10G Ethernet port should consider a Thunderbolt 3 to 10G Ethernet adapter for approximately 200 to 250 euros. As already mentioned in our Pixels review, the Ursa Cine EVF supports the DisplayPort protocol via USB-C, making it compatible with any device that supports that protocol. Currently, the Ursa Cine EVF is primarily usable with the Pixels and the Ursa Cine 12K, which we tested. Blackmagic has done a really good job with the Cine EVF design. Through a single USB-C cable, it handles camera control data. The EVF includes a rec button, video signals and power supply. This streamlined setup is further enhanced by threaded locks on both the camera and viewfinder sides to secure the USB-C connection to the camera. The EVF features a robust metal construction, a high-quality diopter and programmable user buttons. Its HD OLED display delivers excellent contrast and minimal latency, making it a very good viewfinder solution for the Ursa. Now let's have a look at our rolling shutter tests. While the entire sensor takes a pretty good 12 milliseconds in OpenGate 12K readout, this time is nearly half to 6.7 milliseconds in 4K 8K mode. This behavior is consistent across all modes. For example, the Ursa Cine 12K achieves recording in 8K with a 17:9 aspect ratio with 5.4 milliseconds. That's already very close to a global shutter sensor and as well quicker than, for example, the Sony Burano. Now let's have a look at dynamic range compared to other Cine cameras. We have been testing dynamic range for quite some time now. If you're interested in our test setup, I will leave a link in the description below. And by the way, the fact that the Ursa Cine 12K delivers such sharp results is primarily due to Blackmagic's 8x display magnification. We've never been able to manually focus so accurately any other camera in 8K plus resolutions. For the comparison with the Blackmagic Cine 12K LF, we relied on the following cameras that excelled as well so far in our dynamic range tests. The Arri Alexa 35 as the absolute dynamic range benchmark in the high-end Cine camera class. The Arri Alexa LF as a second Arri reference, featuring the proven LF3 sensor in 4K. And finally the Canon EOS C70, which like Arri has as well a DGO sensor. When it comes to practical dynamic range, the Arri Alexa 35 leads by approximately 2 stops compared to the other 3 contenders, which we found to deliver very similar dynamic range performance among themselves. Now what's really interesting in relation to resolution is the noise. Surprisingly, the Ursa has a remarkably similar noise pattern to the Arri Alexa LF. However, the noise particles are noticeably smaller due to the higher resolution, which preserves slightly more detail in higher ETTR ranges compared to the Arri LF. On the camera's right side, Blackmagic has implemented an assist station, making the Ursa Cine 12K one of the most assistant-friendly cinema cameras available, particularly for audio and focus tasks. Besides audio-level controls, the assistant station also caters to first AC focus pulling and metadata input for camera setup and slating. With compatible lens setups such as Cook lenses with eye technology, distance and aperture scales can be displayed on the assistant monitor. Pressing the lens button cycles through focus pulling modes, including magnified views with metadata overlays, smaller views with focus indicators and clean feeds without overlays. We couldn't test Cinetape distance overlays due to time constraints, but the camera is equipped with a front 3-pin Fisher RS connector for powering Cinetape systems. Which brings us to our conclusion. With the Ursa Cine 12K, Blackmagic opens a new chapter in its portfolio of RAW-capable cameras. The Ursa Cine 12K marks the company's first camera capable of competing in the high-end Cine market while offering features that even competitors priced 3 to 4 times higher lack. This includes the combination of 12K 16-bit RAW resolution and impressive frame rates. 80 frames per second in open gate or even 224 frames per second in 16-bit 8K RAW at 2.4:1 aspect ratio. No other Cine camera from Arri, Sony or Red can match the Ursa Cine 12K in this realm. We really liked as well the efficient and relatively affordable new storage system, the thoughtfully designed assistant station, the support for eye technology, interchangeable lens mounts, the robust power concept, the high quality EVF, and of course the seamless integration with DaVinci Resolve. A few minor challenges remain though, such as file transfer via 10G Ethernet, and for outdoor shoots in dusty or rainy conditions, we recommend protecting the fan intake and exhaust vents. In summary, Blackmagic presents the Ursa Cine 12K as a Cine tool with an impressive price-to-performance ratio and unique features. We're eager to see when Netflix productions shot with the Ursa Cine 12K start to appear. And if you liked our Ursa Cine 12K review, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel.